And now,
introducing the one, the only.
Let me introduce to you
lively talk with successful people, barely filtered. This is the Jenna Ben Show.
All right. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Jenna Ben Show, guys. I'm your host, Jenna Ben-Ami, and with us today is light heavyweight with a pristine record of 8-0, Roman Dolidze. How you doing?
Good. How are you? Thank you.
And so you're from Georgia, the country, but you live in Vegas right now, right?
Yes. Georgia, small country near Russia, but small but very beautiful.
Yes, I'm going to talk to you about that actually, because the reason I invited you on the show is because I interviewed Merab Dvalishvili, and I guess one of his fans commented on his interview asking for you to come on like multiple times. He's like, can you get Roman? Can you get Roman? And I'm like, okay, I'll get Roman. So here you are. And I have so many questions about your beautiful country. But first I'm wondering, I know you know Merab because I've seen you guys in photos together, but
Yes.
Are you actual friends? Like, when did you first meet?
First meet in Vegas. I knew him before, but just on the phone and the internet. But I met him in Vegas, and he's a really good guy. And I think we have a really strong, good team in UFC now. Georgians are taking over.
Well, who else is in the UFC that's from Georgia besides you two?
Llia, Topuria. Also, we have Guram, Kutateladze. A lot of guys who are in UFC now.
Okay. I won't pronounce any of those names correctly,
Okay,
but
say
I'll get the
Giga
list from you.
Chikadze. Giga Chikadze.
Chikadze?
Hardest one. Chikadze.
Okay. All right.
He's also in UFC. He have 5-0 in UFC.
All right. So let's jump in here. So here on the Jenna Ben Show, I basically talk to my guests about their story. So we'll talk a little bit about your childhood and what you were like as a kid, and then how you got into the UFC, and then a whole bunch of UFC related questions and sort of your plans for the future.
Okay, let's start from childhood. I grew up in Georgia, a city called Batumi, near Black Sea. And I was in a church school. 7 years I was there. That's why I have two names. My regular normal name is Roman, but in church they was calling me George. That's why I have now two names, Roman George. And it was a really interesting time there. I learned everything about this life and about everything around me in this school. After the church school, I went to the Russian army military school and gymnasium, and I learned last years there. And after this, also I was playing soccer. I was a soccer player, goalkeeper for 8 years.
Like professionally or for fun?
Like last 3 years, professional. I was playing in Turkish, and last 3 years, quite high level teams.
Wow, amazing! You've lived like 3 lives already. Okay, that's wonderful. Okay, but I'm going to dig into some detail now. You're 32 years old, but what were you like when you were a boy growing up in Georgia? Like, what was your personality like? Were you shy? Were you active? Were you?
I think I was in myself. I wasn't quiet, but I wasn't I was like a person who knows that he is strong and he can do everything what he wants. And every time I was living like this, and if I was doing something, I wanted to be in this thing best. And this thing helped me now too, because when I was soccer player, I was trying to be the best goalkeeper in the world. I started doing grappling in 22, and I won. After a few years, I won the worlds, Europe, a lot of big competitions. And now I am in MMA, and I started in 28, very late. Someone ends his career in 28. I just started, and after 2 years of my pro debut, I signed with UFC.
And we are going to dig into that for sure. I want to know more about Georgia from your perspective, because when I talked to Merab, and even, when I posted his interview, I got so many comments from people from Georgia, like having so much love for him and pride for the country. And I'm curious to see if your childhood was similar to his. He described it as like making his own food, and climbing trees and everybody being very nice. Like I guess now it's a very peaceful and safe place.
Yes. No, we had really hard times back home in Georgia. This when we was child. Of course, trees and things like that. We all had this in Georgia. This is quite normal there. But I remember hard times after war. We had war against. I don't want to say speak about war, but we had really hard times. And I remember times when we have no light, no gas, nothing, and sometimes no water. And I remember when we can't just go to the store and buy the bread. We need to have ticket for it, and sometimes it was half bread. And everyone really was living like that. It was hard times for whole Georgia.
Did that make you a stronger person? Do you think everybody's strong now because of that, or some people kind of crumbled? Like, how'd it go?
Of course, some people crumbled. Some people have mental issues because of that. But I wasn't thinking about this at that time. It just was normal life for me. Now I understand that how life is different here and everywhere. I travel a lot of other countries to in Europe, everywhere. And now I understand more, now I see more, but I can't say that I wasn't happy when I was a child. I think I have happy childhood.
It's so interesting to me. It's all perspective. Everything in life is perspective. We can live with very little if we only see very little. Yes. You give a kid some sticks and he'll find a way to have a good time with some sticks, know? But when that kid with the sticks sees another kid with a race car or a super soaker or something, then suddenly he looks and he's like, wait, I just have sticks, So it's almost like our responsibility to be strong up here and aware of our blessings.
I'll try to explain because it's hard to find for me words in English. I'm Georgian. My first language is Georgian, but student university and in Ukraine, and I speak Russian. That's why good. And sometimes it's hard to speak because I try to find words, but I'll try to explain what I'm thinking about it. Yes, I think when we don't know what's happening at other places, we are happy with that what we have now. And no borders anymore because of internet, no borders anymore because of social media. And people sometimes they just see some fake photos, some fake videos, some fake news, or some fake Instagram posts where people try to show that they are happy, but really they aren't. But on the pictures they are smiling, and that's why people maybe from far from here they try to live the same life like in Hollywood or like what they see in movies, and that's why they are not happy. But because they never can reach this the same position, the same picture what they see. And what's the truth is that the people who show these things, they are the same. They are not happy. They are just faking their smile.
Yeah. You know what? I agree with that. And so, okay, but here's the thing. On social media, you get crap if you live the fake life, but you also get sort of made fun of if you show too much realness. Like if you're having a bad day and you say, you know what, I'm sad, things are hard for me. Then there's the people that say, that's too personal for the internet. Don't talk about it. What do you think?
I think that someone, when they are trying to show that that they have hard lives, they just do this to get more attention. They don't do this just to say how bad they feel and things like that. They just do this for attention. This different thing. If you will do this just that you want to say truth, it's one. But when you are doing this just for likes or people who will comment you, this is a little bit different. That's why I think this is fake too.
Interesting. So basically, don't smile, don't cry, just sit there.
Just live your life like, yeah, like you live. I will say the truth about me too. I don't like how much I am in internet and social media, but I understand that it's my job, and
Yes.
UFC need this. UFC love this, and if I'm fighting now, I am trying to be the best in this game. That's why I am using every tools what I have in my hands,
Yeah.
and nothing more. When times come and something will change in my life, I'm sure fight is not everything in my life. When something will change, I will change everything, and
Mhm.
I will not so much be in social media and internet too. No more Instagram.
You know, I feel that it's weird. I've had like a very positive experience on Instagram. The people that follow me are always extremely supportive, and I feel very blessed because I know not everyone has that experience. But there are some days where I'm like, I'm on here too much. I need to go like be out in the real world, you know. So you know, it's a balance. And I have some friends who are in the mental health industry, and they're talking about how there's going to be some real diagnoses. Like it's going to be, you know, social media addiction and all that comes with it is going to be a real mental health concern in the near future.
Time will show, because this is something new for our generation, and time will show everything. We will understand a lot of things soon, I think.
I want to ask you, since we're sort of on the topic, and then I promise we're going to get back to your story. Now, this whole Jake Paul and Ben Askren situation, you know, the fight, the exhibition, whatever you want to call it. Now, I have some mixed opinions on it, and I did a poll. 36% said I'm into it, leave it to the pros. 64%. So, what do you think?
I think that it's show. We need to understand that this is not only sport. This is show. People want to get, they like to get what they love. If they love to see this, they will get it, because everything is for money and everything is for show. That's why, of course, I think that it's not right. But
Right.
I can change nothing.
You know, multiple perspectives on this. I see it as it's kind of disrespectful to the guys like you who worked. Well, it happened for you very quickly, but still you worked hard. But for the guys who have spent their whole lives, like since they were teenagers, dedicated to studying the art and technique of, you know, jujitsu, Muay Thai, whatever, and then their whole agenda is to make it into the UFC, and then they do, and then there's situations like this that are sort of undercutting the process. And why? Because the guy has a lot of followers. Like, what kind of
Yes.
lesson is that? The way I grew up in life was like, you work hard, you earn your
Yeah.
success.
Internet generation. Life has changed.
Yeah,
And now you need to be just famous, and you need to have a lot of followers, and that's all. That will help you in everything.
yes. And then, you know, I don't know, there's a price to pay. Like, what are you willing to do to get those followers, you know?
Sometimes you need to do some crazy things, and and it's enough. But people like me, they can't say things like we hear in like what the other fighters are saying, or these bad words or and crazy things what they are doing. For me, it's a little bit strange, a little bit. I don't like it, and maybe because where I was born and raised, and I don't think that. This is bad, because people love it. It's normal, but not for me. Nothing more.
Mm-hmm. I understand that.
I,
I'm
I,
kind of
nev-
the same way. Like,
I can't judge no one. This is their own
yeah,
life, and they can do what they allow, what they want to do. And I just can get say I like it or not. That's all. I'll try
exactly.
to make my life like I see it.
Mm-hmm. I like that. You're kind of like, listen, I am who I am. I'm not here to judge anyone else. I can have an opinion about it, but I'm not going to judge them. And I'm going to keep doing what I think is right for me. And
Yes, yes,
if
and
more people,
no one can make me do what they want.
yeah, that's a good point. Someone said something to me. We were in an argument And I remember getting upset with him over this was like at least 10 years ago, but it stuck with me. I was like, I was kind of mean to you and you were still nice back to me. And he said, I'm not going to let anyone change who I am. And like, it stuck with me. He's like, if we all kind of stuck to who we are and we weren't so affected and then we didn't react all the time, then I think things would be more peaceful.
We have our own lives, and we can do what we want to do in our lives. If we will try to change someone, we will make bad things for ourselves, because we will be upset, because we will see that we can't change the world, we can't change everyone, and we'll be upset, and we'll think that everything is bad and things like that. But if we will think about our lives, our families, and we will try to change something in ourselves, I think it's a better way to change the world. Because if you will be a good person, if people will like you, they will listen your words. But when you try to change whole world, and you can't do nothing like that.
That's true. When people like you, they respect what you have to say. And how do you get people to like you? By being a good person and having a positive attitude.
Yes. Maybe.
Yeah, I dig it. Okay, so what did your parents do for work when you were growing up?
My father is engineer, and my mother is doctor.
Oh, wow.
Mother loves her job a lot. She's still working and she doesn't want to stop.
Yeah.
Also, my sister works in government, and we live like that.
Okay, hold on. You have a very educated family. I bet they lost their minds when you said you were going to go be a fighter.
Yes, you're right. They was every time they was saying, yes, sport is good. Just it need to be your part of your life. And I still get it like that. I don't think that sport is everything for me. Of course, UFC and sport and MMA, what I'm doing now, is very important to me. It's a very big part of my life. And I'm trying to be the best, and I will do everything to be the best for that. Because if I'm doing something, I'm doing 100%. Mm-hmm. But I have a good education. I'm shipbuilding. First education was shipbuilding engineering, and second one was manager economist. And wow. I have also my own gym. I run my own gym, and
no way.
Yes, but not in Georgia, in Ukraine, because wow. I have education, university, and in Ukraine, mm-hmm. And I love this country. It's my second home, and I think education is very important for us, because I don't like when I see. I know a lot of sportsmen who think about sport, about fight, and nothing inside them. I will try to find the right words. I don't want to say bad things, but yeah. You need to have something inside beside the sport, because you after sport you need to be still man, and you need to be still personality. And if you don't have nothing in your brains, only fights, it will be very hard to you to live life after fights.
Right. Like, what do? You can open a gym. You can maybe be a motivational speaker. You can be a coach. Everything kind of related to the sport. But you
can be president.
Yeah. So, question about Ukraine. I know someone who's been there a lot, and he said that you can live, like the average person only makes maybe like $200 a month. Right.
Not only Ukraine, you need to know that all countries back this side, Ukraine, Georgia, Belarus, they have really they earn not so much money, the same like you said now.
I cannot believe it. Can you guys imagine $200 a month? And I heard that McDonald's there is actually very expensive.
Yes, yeah.
How much is like a Big Mac meal?
I don't know, really. I don't eat this food, especially now. But yes, it's here in America. You have people middle class. You have a lot of middle class, and they live good. They have money. They have everything. There, you have no middle class. You have someone who have no money and someone who is rich, like God. That's why I think it's hard to understand these people. But these people live like this 20, 25 years after Soviet Union falls down, and they still are happy. They still live their lives. They find ways because the other things is cheaper than here in America. And what's the big difference between our countries and America? That we don't live in you call it loan, or how you call when you get something and you pay monthly.
Oh yeah, a loan.
Yes, we don't live like that. We every time pay cash or just
So there's no credit.
Yes, no credit. Here, when I came first year, my friends say, make a credit card, make a good credit history. This is very important for you. And I start little by little to increase my credit history.
Hey, you surrounded yourself with the right people, because in this country, credit is important. That's good.
They said this. But, still mentally, it's hard for me to take credit. It's really hard. Mentally, it's really hard.
I think it's good to have credit, but to still pay your monthly payment in full every month. So that way you're still building your credit, but you're not getting into debt.
Yes. Yeah. I'm not saying that it's bad. I'm just saying that it's different lifestyle.
Yeah.
Because in America, you can't live without credit. It's normal.
It is normal. Okay, so wait, let's talk about soccer for a second. So you played soccer when you were a kid just for fun. And then when did that become like a career?
When scouts came from Turkey and they took me there, and I was 15 or 16 years old. I don't remember.
Oh.
And it was very important thing what happened with me, because I was playing in a bad stadium, no grass, and I was a goalkeeper, and it was hard to fall down on this rocky place. And when they took me there, it was it's impressed me, and that's why I started doing better and better.
So what made you want to leave soccer?
I didn't get the highest level what I was thinking. Like I told you, every time I'm thinking to get highest place what I can. But when I became 18 and I saw that I don't have nothing in my hands what I was thinking what I will have, I decided that I need to move up, and education was very important for me, and that's why I moved to Ukraine and start studying there.
You have such an interesting story, but your work ethic is there. Everything you do. Now, were you just a naturally hardworking person, or was it your parents constantly pushing you, or did you just see them do it, so you were like, this is normal?
Yes, I think that I take this everything like a normal. I don't think that I'm doing something special or something very hard. I'm just doing this because I can't live a different life. I just know how to be like that, to be the best, to take everything what I want, and to work hard for that. That's why I take it like a normal thing, nothing special.
I'm wondering if every athlete from Georgia has a superpower. So I interviewed Cody Stamen, who was supposed to fight Merab, before I even talked to Merab. And he was telling me, Merab has this like superpower about him. Like, he doesn't get tired. He doesn't gas out, basically. And then I interviewed Merab, and I'm like, what's the deal? And he's like, I just work hard. Like, there's no choice. Like, there's something about you guys that you don't make excuses, maybe.
Of course, I can't stop. If I will stop, I will fall down. I will disrespect myself, because first of all, I'm doing this because I respect myself. And it's very important for me when you look at the mirror that you see the real man and you say, Roman, yes, you are doing right things. And it's very important. This is how I was grown up by my dads, my grandpas, and my grandpa was a soldier. And he like when I remember how he was out of army, and he was maybe 70, 75 years old. And every morning he was wake up, shave his beard, shaving every morning, cold bath, walking, food. He was every time like that, walking like the soldier, and it was for me very, very important to live life like they do. And these people are, someone asked me, who is your favorite athlete, who make you why you are in MMA, why you do this, who is your favorite sportsman? I never had no one like that. My father, my grandpa, people who surround me, they are for me very important people, and people who I will look back every time when I will do something. First of all, I will look back how they will do this. And these people mean everything for me.
You're very lucky to have such strong role models. Not everyone has that. I think a lot of people grow up in homes where they're the first to achieve, Yeah.
I understand this, but you need to understand that in my family, no one was a sportsman. Sport was something strange for us, for them too. And when I first started doing fights and grappling, they was a little bit upset because they didn't like it. Of course, now all Georgia love me, and people then when they see me on the streets, they stop their cars and things like that. And my father loves it. But it was different when I first started this. They was a little bit upset because of that, because they was thinking that I need to do something more with my brains, not with my muscles. But still, I'm trying to use everything, brains and muscles together.
I think that's the best. That's the best recipe. It keeps you happy. It keeps your endorphins flowing. You look good, you feel good. You got the whole package working for you. I feel you are winning. But now I'm curious. At some point, you went from soccer and no one in your home being interested in MMA to suddenly being like, yeah, I'm going to do that. So who did you see on TV? Was there a particular fighter that when you decided to do it, you're like, I want to be like that guy?
He was not for me role model, but of course there was someone who I saw in TV and I saw in internet. I saw of course you remember Pride in Japan, Pride.
Yeah.
And I saw the Fyodor Emelianenko, Mirko Krokov, and guys like that. And I someone told me that Fyodor is from Sambo. And I tried to find Sambo places to train, Sambo gyms. And when I found it in my university where I was studying, I saw that it's very strange. It's not a Pride. It's Sambo. It's different thing. And I was a little bit upset. But there I found a friend, my best friend now, Sergey. He's a dentist back home.
Oh, nice.
And he was training there, and he was a jiu-jitsu guy. First jiu-jitsu guy in maybe in Odessa, maybe whole Ukraine, I don't know. And I have no gi, no kimono, and he started working with me with the gi, and he became jiu-jitsu sportsman, and I became grappler because I don't have kimono, only because of that.
That's so funny. Okay.
And little by little, I started winning. And after a few years, I became first Ukrainian champion. After I became European champion, and after Worlds. After I won ADCC trials, and I compete in Worlds too.
And then this is when it really got big. You became the WWFC Light Heavyweight champion in December of 2018. And that's when everything started to change.
Yes, maybe. If you will call it change, yes. But for me, it's just the same. I'm just doing the same things. And I knew that if I will work, I will get to UFC. But trust me, I wasn't thinking about it. I just try to do my best what I can. When I was sitting at home, back home, Georgia, after a few days after my fight, and Misha from Jacksonville called me and said to me, Roman, you have a UFC contract. I asked him, what? He said, you have a UFC contract. Yes, it was like that. Nothing.
Okay, but were you jumping up and down? Were you happy? Were you just okay?
Yes, I was happy. When you are the person who is thinking only about the highest levels, you don't take these things like wow, like something special. You take it like normal. Now you need to work more, and just this is just a normal result of your job. If you're doing your job good, you grow and grow more. And UFC was the higher level, and I was working for this higher level.
Okay, I get that. All right, but like for a second, you had to be excited. Now, I want to know, what was more exciting for you, when you won the WWFC championship or when you got your UFC contract?
You need to know that I'm a very different person when I'm fighting. Something wrong with me, with my mind. I'm very cruel, maybe, so I can say that I'm cruel there, and I'm different person. Of course, when I'm fighting, and after fights, when I'm winning, I'm screaming and I'm very happy. Yes, I was happy after my fights. Very happy because last 3 fights I have 3 knockouts, hard knockouts, big knockouts. And when I got UFC contract, I was happy. Of course, I was happy, but it wasn't like this feeling like it was after fights. Like I had after my first fight in UFC, like debut was very impressive for me, and it was I was very happy after this fight.
See, that's an important one, because your first one, when you get in there, is kind of when you prove to yourself that you either got it or, oh shit, I got to work harder to stay here, you know?
No, I just knew that I will work hard and I will get things what I want. And thanks God that till these days I'm doing good, and time will show. Of course, we have here really good sportsmen, really hard workers, and everyone try to win fights, and that's why I think time will show everything who deserve it more.
Okay, so you had a kind of a weird period between 2018 and 2020. You had 2 fights get canceled due to an injury you had, and then 1 fight got canceled due to COVID. What injury did you have?
Injury, I have surgery on my knee, and after that I have some supplements to use, and it wasn't you can't use it in UFC, and that's why we can't fight.
Got it. Okay. And the one due to COVID, did you have COVID or your opponent?
No. It was in Kazakhstan. COVID started, and they closed the country.
Oh, okay.
That's why they nothing else.
Oh, wow. Okay. So you had, I think 1.5 years, not quite 2 years off. And then you fought again in July of 2020 in Abu Dhabi.
Yes.
What was it like out there?
Everyone says that it's first time you're very nervous when you get first fights and things like that. But I knew that I made a good job. I trained hard, and I just was thinking just to show everything what I can. That's all. Abu Dhabi was amazing because UFC made a really a big job. They such a hard times we had that year, and they keep making their events, they keep making fights, and for us, for fighters, of course, it's important because everyone have their families and they need to earn money, and I'm really thankful to UFC for that. Abu Dhabi was amazing place, amazing organization, and it was good start for me, really good start.
Yes. And so the interesting thing is that you have never fought in the UFC with an audience. So you still don't know what that's going to feel like.
It will be interesting for me.
Yeah. Do you think you're going to like it, or do you kind of like the quiet now?
Back home, when I was fighting in Ukraine, I had a few times I have main fights of the night, and that's why I know how it is when a lot of people screaming and shouting. Yes, but I will like it, I'm sure.
Yeah, it sounds fun. Okay, so let's see. Looking at your record, 5 of your wins were in the first round. 4 of your wins by knockout, 3 by submission, and 1 by decision. Your last fight was by decision split. Any thoughts on that? Because no fighter likes to reach the decision. They want to finish.
Yes, of course. And it was for me first time. It was strange. I lost a lot of power when I was trying to submit this guy. He showed that he is mentally very strong, and he didn't up, but he have a very big problem with his knee after fight. He was suspended maybe for I don't remember how long, but he can fight a little bit. Just strange decision, split, but I will leave it for professionals, and they know it better. But of course, it's strange. I thought that I won every 3 rounds.
So what's special about you as a fighter? I mean, you're obviously a beast in the cage, but what do you think is different about you?
Different? What do you mean?
Like your superpower, like something that you have that other fighters don't have.
I have a quite good leg locks, I think, but I haven't used. I used it a long time ago in my first fights, and in my last fight, I can't submit the guy because I don't know what's happened. But I think my leg locks are good. Also, I have knockout power. I don't know. I think I have a little bit from everything.
It's good. You're well-rounded.
It will be easy to ask Eric about it. Eric will know more about it.
Oh, I actually, I wanted to read a little message from him because sometimes when I know that people are kind of friendly, he was in a rush because he was in between trainings, but he was like, I love that guy. He's a good dude, super talented. So sweet, right?
Thank you, Coach. Thanks, Coach.
Yay, Eric Nicksick. All right, so who do you have your sights on next? Who do you want to fight?
I don't know yet. Ali is working for it, my manager, and I don't know yet. He will say who will be next opponent, and that's all. I don't care.
Okay, that's good. See, that's good that you trust your team and you get to just focus on your training.
Yes.
Yeah.
Training and eat and sleep. And a little bit reading books.
I love that. I don't read enough.
You know, a few days ago, I started drawing. It was very strange for me. And I started because I have a lot of time. And
yeah,
it's like, I like it.
I want to see your drawings. Do you have any in front of you?
Yes, somewhere here. I haven't papers and I found this. And
that's great.
Yes.
I love it.
I like
now you do it with pencil. That's awesome.
I try to, I will explain why I'm doing this. I try to, I'm working hard at the gym, working with my muscles, but not enough brain work, I think, sometimes. That's why I'm trying to read books. I bring from Georgia, in Georgian books. And also I start doing now drawing, and I think it will be good for my brain.
Okay, can I show you something I've been working on?
Yeah, of course. It's interesting. Beautiful. Of course. This is different level.
Not even. Okay, it's really just it's just a bunch of little, nothing fancy.
Yeah. But it's beautiful.
I agree with you.
New.
It's something for the brain, the creativity. Yeah. All right, so I know you're really focused, and you basically you're very disciplined, and you don't take the time, you don't celebrate every small win. But I'm curious, what is the biggest celebration you've had after a win?
I really never celebrate it. Yes, never, really never, because I don't drink at all.
Oh, okay.
Yes, at all. And I don't like nightlife. I don't like parties at all. And maybe biggest thing what I'm doing after fight, I just eating candies. I like sweets, and during the camp I don't eat nothing like that, like with sugar. Yeah. And I just I just start eating cakes and sweets and things like that. This is all what I do.
I love cakes.
It's a normal day for me, nothing special. 5 days is a normal day because hardest things I made before during the trainings. A fight is like main examination after this everything, and that's all.
What's your favorite cake?
I don't know how we call it here, but we call it Napoleon.
Oh, Napoleon. Okay, yes.
Yeah,
And
nice.
so it has the white and black on top, and then the like the layers of
Yes,
like
but
the.
no, yeah, you're right. You're right. Yes, something
Okay,
like that.
so just in case the viewers don't, because I'm such a little fat kid, I know exactly what Napoleon is. So it depends on the top, but anyway, it's like that flaky kind of like layered dough, and then
Yes,
cream filling, and then more
yes, yes,
dough, then cream filling,
yes.
and then dough on the bottom. And how do you eat it? Do you eat it like this, or do you take it off layer by layer?
No, no, no. I eat with a pork and knife.
Okay. See, you're just a grown man. I'm a little kid, guys. I will take it off layer by layer because I feel like it's more cake that way.
You know,
That's
when I
funny.
was a little child, my mother was educating me how to eat when you are eating food or something like that, and the rules, how you need to act in this or that situation.
Yeah.
And it's sitting me like no one can change this. That's why
Hmm.
everything I'm doing like very how it
Discipline.
need to be. Yeah.
Yeah, you have great etiquette.
It's just normal. This is I never was thinking that because of that I'm higher than someone. No.
Hmm.
I just think that it's normal for me. I was raised like that. It's normal. It's nothing special. And of course, when I will sit with someone in one table, I will see the difference. But I will never say nothing because everyone has his own story, and that's why for me it's normal.
Right.
It's not hard for me. I'm just doing this like when someone is normally breathing and he doesn't think about it. I'm the
Yeah.
same. I just don't think about it.
Second nature. Yeah. What's your favorite part of fight week? Because at that
Fight.
point,
I like
everything's
fight.
done. You like fight
I
week.
really, yes, I like that because you know that everything is done. You made a hard job. You train hard, and that's all. You just need to relax, rest a little bit, cut weight because I'm not cutting too much, and just rest. It's good time. I like it. I like that feeling. Really.
See, I was going to ask you how much weight you had to cut for your fights, but as we were doing the interview, I already knew you didn't have to cut a lot because you were disciplined.
I'm cutting. I don't know how much it will be in pounds. I'm cutting a few kilos, 2 or 3 kilos sometimes. And one day I will tell you a secret. I will don't tell to no one.
Okay.
I was eating Nutella before this fight.
Stop.
Before weight.
Wow. But you knew you were close, so it didn't matter.
Yes, it didn't matter. I like candies.
Yes, me
Sweets.
too. I can't see, but my problem, I like sweet, but I like salty also. So I could just keep going. It's like a never ending cycle.
Fights.
Yeah. What fight are you most proud of? You've had 8 almost perfect fights. Your record is perfect. So which one do you like the most?
I think second one, because after second fight, I became a professional. They gave me the good contract, and I understand that I will work in MMA, and I will be in this sport. Before it was just a small part of my life. After second fight, it became like my job.
All right. And then the fight you would do over again, I'm assuming your last one just because of the decision?
Explain me, please. I don't understand.
If you could go back in time and redo any one of your fights?
No, of course no. No, of course not. Because I when something happened in my life, that means that it need to be like that. That's all. And I will take no matter what will happen.
In the light heavyweight division, there's a lot of badass dudes. Now, of the ranked guys, who do you think is the GOAT?
No, I don't think that someone is GOAT at all. Everyone can be beaten. But John Jones showed that he's a really strong, really good fighter. And I think he's the best in this division. I know he moved to heavyweight, but not yet. We just didn't see his fight yet. That's why I think John Jones. Other guys, they just trying to do their history, but they need time.
Okay, now what about the GOAT in any division?
It's really hard to say. I don't watch I don't think about no one like that. For me, they all are sportsmen like me, nothing more. Of course, there are fighters like Conor McGregor or Khabib who made famous our sport and whole world because of Conor McGregor speak about us. And I will say the truth. Most people from back home, Georgia, they knew first McGregor and after was me because of McGregor, because he showed to everyone UFC. Yes. And that's why he made a great job for us. Yes, he's losing sometimes. He lost his last fight. But I think this guy made a lot of things for our organization, for UFC. That doesn't mean that he's the best fight, but he made a big job for us, everyone.
It was hard to see him lose this last time.
Yeah.
Only because...
Why?
Why?
If Poirier will lose, no, it will be not same. For me, it was the same.
I always have a soft place in my heart for the person who doesn't win because I get to know you guys so well, and
so
I
hard
know
to lose.
Yeah, and I have so much respect for like all the work that goes into it. And listen, you have a lot to fall back on, but most of these guys, they don't even think about the future. They're just like, this is what I want, you know. Yes. So when they lose, it's a very heavy pain. Yes. And I saw it on Conor, you know, I felt his pain. And, you know, you see the man walking with his walk, and like, you see, he's just, like you said, he did so much for the sport, and he's that character all the time. And then to see him lose, and it's almost like the air was let out of the tire, you know, it was hard to watch. I didn't like it. I'm not saying I wanted him to win or lose. I just want Conor to be the Conor that we know. Yeah. You know?
Yes, I understand you. That's right. And for fighters, losing is very hard for them. Someone don't come back because of that. Yes, it's hard, but you can't be so soft if you're fighting. you need to understand that other guy wants to win too, and there is no other choice, you or him. And if you lose, be the man, take it like a man. That's all.
How do you think you're gonna feel if you lose one day?
Of course, I will. It will be I'm not thinking about it. First of all, but if this will happen, because everything can happen in this life, everything. Yeah. And it will be very hard for me because I'm winning, and when someone is losing after 0, it's hard. But I will take it like, yes, he was better than me today, and I need to work more, work harder to grow more, to become better fighter. And that's all. I will not be upset, and I will not cry about it.
I actually believe you. You're just getting going now, but I'm curious, like, what's your plan and what's your timeline? I mean, you're 32 years old. That's not super young for a fighter. And for some reason, a lot of the fighters I've talked to say that like 38 is the cutoff age. But I mean, what do you think? Like,
you're asking me how long I will be. I will stay here till I will not say need it. I will say till I will feel that I need to be here. I'm not saying nothing about health. I'm not saying nothing about money, because I will decide when it will be right time to find some other things in my life. Like UFC came in my life and bring a lot of good things. I don't want to say that I don't respect what I have now because of UFC, because everything what I have in my material life, of course I have because of UFC and because of name what UFC bring to me. I will say the second thing that UFC is important for me, first of all, because I have a name in my country. People love me in my country because my fights in UFC. And without UFC, I will not have this everything. It will be lie if I will say that I don't care about this everything. No, I care. because everything what I have now, I have because of UFC.
Mm-hmm. But that's good, because I think that will open doors for you when you do decide to leave the UFC, right? And then you have your education too.
Like I'm saying, I'm using this to open the doors, what I wanted to open. Because now think, when you are the person who is like the regular shipbuilding or manager economist like I am, you will be a regular guy. A lot of people have the same education like I have. But when you are the manager and shipbuilding engineer with the UFC fights, and also I have some other world titles in other organization and grappling, people look at you a little bit different.
Yeah.
When they see you, first of all, they see these things, your fights and your sport. And they take you a little bit different than they do with other people. And I feel it when I'm going back to Georgia and walking around there. I feel this everything.
People want to take pictures with you, and then you go to a restaurant and the waiter is like, oh, I love you, stuff like that. Yes.
I was in the mountains. I know when I have free time, I like hiking. I like mountains. I like woods. I like to be alone a lot. I'm not saying that I don't like people, but I like to be alone in mountains, in the nature. I feel very comfortable in the nature. It's a very interesting feeling for me. And I was in the mountains. It's called Svanetia, where really highest village in Georgia, I think. And I went to eat in some restaurant, cafe, and I ordered some food and asked them to give me the check bill. And they told me that the person who owns this place, he pay everything for you, and also he's giving some food to your for your trip, and thank you for the job what you're doing for us in our country.
Aww.
Yes,
I actually just felt that in my heart. That's so nice.
And it's I'm not saying that I'm happy that I didn't pay money. Money is not everything.
No,
I
it's
appreciate. Yes, I appreciate what these people feel after my fights and after when I'm winning, and they feel like they are winning. They are feeling that their country is winning, and this thing is more important for me than any. I don't know how to say it. No money. I don't need money. I just need this love from these people.
Yes, love is everything. I am with you. It's so interesting. Who did I interview recently who was saying that, Chito Vera. I was talking to him about the Latino culture and how it's so warm. And, like family is such a big thing. Like everybody comes together and they're friends, like the husband and wife are actually friends and they like each other. And as you're describing what you're talking about, I'm like, I see it. It's so nice. The support and the pride, for the country.
In our families, we are growing with grandmas, grandpas, and for us, it's very important. When I am coming back to Batumi, first what I'm doing, I'm going to my where is buried. I don't know how to say it. Buried, my grandpa. I don't know.
Oh, the cemetery.
Yes, where he is.
Buried.
First of all, I'm going there to see him, and after I'm doing other things. And it's very important for me because this is my history, and I feel myself like the person who is reading this history after these people. And I will try to show these things to my son and grow him like this. And of course, he will be different person. But here, no one teach these things to the kids, and that's why this is different. I don't say it's bad. It's just different, and that's all.
Right. Before I let you go, I would love some words of inspiration from you. Now, here are my observations about you. You're a really hardworking man. You have a solid family structure. You have never wanted for anything. You've always had everything you've needed. You've been given great tools to succeed in life, and you didn't waste them. You made the most of soccer. You made the most of your education. You're making the most of the UFC. And so from someone as strong and well-rounded as you, what advice do you have for people who are trying to make it?
First of all, I want to say that I never had everything what I wanted. Every time I was working to have more and more. If I was reaching something, I will not say, oh, I have it. I was saying, no, I can have more, that thing. When I became Ukrainian champion, I said that, okay, you are a Ukrainian champion. After maybe after 6 months of training in grappling, I said, oh, okay, you are good in Ukraine, but Europe will be harder for you. I won Europe. After Europe, I said, oh, okay, Europe is good, but in Worlds you have Brazilians, Americans, and it will be hard to win in Worlds. After I won Worlds, and every time I have more plans, and that's why I never have everything what I want. Every time I need something more, and it works like that. And to inspire someone, I'm saying like this, that I don't need motivation at all. We don't need motivation. Everything is inside us. We just need to be strong inside us, and we just need to trust ourselves. We just need to understand that everyone is same. Everyone has same opportunities, and you just need to work hard, and you need to understand that just watching other people's lives, you can't build your life. You need to choose building your own life, your own things what you want to do in this life, and just don't live lives what these people do. Try to be here today and trust into yourself.
Okay. Well said, Roman. I appreciate you coming on the Jenna Ben Show. It's been nice getting to know you. I'll definitely invite you back on one day. And your English was fantastic, so do not feel bad about that at all. I'll probably come say hello to you at Extreme in Vegas if I catch you at one of the pro trainings.
Yes.
Okay. Give us your Instagram handle before so people know how to find you.
Very easy. Roman Dolidze. That's all.
Perfect. Very easy. And guys, you can find me at the Jenna Ben Show on Instagram and on YouTube.